Hey, what is up, YouTube Rules for Rebels here? It is January 19th, 2017. It's about 5:35 in the PM Central Time here in Chicago. And Bitcoin price is sitting at $897.70. I got another Bitcoin update video for you guys today. I also wanted your guys' opinions on if you think Bitcoin's going to do anything crazy tomorrow because of Trump's inauguration. It's kind of funny. We've all known that Trump was going to be president since back in November. But I noticed like the markets want to react to it. Bitcoin, a lot of people are speculating are going to react to Trump being elected. And to me, it's kind of silly because we've all known this was going to happen. Like it's kind of arbitrary to say, okay, tomorrow because he's actually being inaugurated, the world's going to change. Like whatever. To me, whatever's going to happen should already be kind of priced in. But a lot of people are speculating Bitcoin's going to go crazy. Volatility seems to be pretty good for Bitcoin. When the Chinese yuan was getting low, we saw a lot of Chinese people running to Bitcoin to preserve their wealth, which caused the price to rise up. When India started doing cash controls with their banks, we saw Bitcoin price rise. Right now, the British pound is really tanking, which is causing people in the UK to go to Bitcoin. I think that the dollar is kind of stronger right now. I think a lot of people are anticipating, Trump says himself he's a fan of a strong dollar. And I think a lot of people are anticipating that's going to happen. And if the dollar gets stronger, that means other currencies around the world are going to get weaker. And if other currencies get weaker, you're going to see a lot of people in those countries whose currencies are weakening, rushing to Bitcoin as kind of a hedge to preserve their wealth. So let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart. I have kind of my prediction for what's going to happen. A couple things I want to know from you guys. One, is Bitcoin going to get wild in the next 24 to 48 hours because Trump is being inaugurated? Right now, we're looking at the month-long chart. I think the last video I made, Bitcoin was at about 812. So that probably would have been around, I made a purchase somewhere around here, somewhere a little bit around. Is it Christmas time? Is that the last time I bought Bitcoin? Anyhow, last time I bought Bitcoin, it was at 812. I obviously have some Bitcoins that were purchased a lot cheaper than that. We saw the rise up to 1129, and I was kicking myself for not selling at this time. But honestly, I thought it was going to keep going higher. I didn't think we'd really have this drop off. But literally, like overnight, it went to 895, then to 900, then down to 775. Is that where we bottomed out? I think we bottomed out around 775. Bitcoin started coming up. I made another purchase at about 816, which I think probably would have been around January 12th, 13th, 14th. And then Bitcoin rose up to 904. I actually use an app called Bitcoin Alert, and it basically lets me set alerts to, I want to be notified when Bitcoin goes up to this price or goes down to this price, or I want to be notified when it goes up 15% or when it falls 15%. And so I try to set those alerts. So I had an alert set up to alert me when Bitcoin hit $900. Like I said, my last two purchases have been at 812 and 816. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we have another little bit of a drop off back down to 850, maybe 800, only because within the past week we were down to 775. So this is a pretty big rise to go from 775 to 900. I think, and just the way that the chart's looking, I don't really use candle charts or any of this other stuff. I kind of do my trading just based on a gut feeling, and also I feel like I kind of have a knack for understanding kind of the psychology of the masses, so to speak. So if something rises in price quickly, you're going to get people taking profits. If something falls in price quickly, people are going to freak out and think the world's falling and are going to sell, and that's going to cause it to fall lower. So really, I'm trying to hold Bitcoin for the long term. I am trying to make some money on the swings. So if Bitcoin gets up to say 815, 820 to the point where I can pull out my last two purchases, make a quick $100 a coin and like walk away with $600, I think that's pretty good in my book. I wouldn't be shocked if Bitcoin shoots up to like say 950, 960 tomorrow. Sometime around Trump being inaugurated. At the same time, I wouldn't be shocked if Bitcoin fell to 850 or 800. So basically my plan, like I said, if Bitcoin goes up another 10, $15 and I can sell at say 915, 920, I'm going to sell, I don't know, 6 or 8 coins, which is like my last 2 purchases, make a quick profit, and then wait for a little bit of a pullback and buy back in at a lower price. So here's the month chart. We'll take a quick look at the week chart. So this is what it's done the past week. You see we're at 828, 830. We had a quick run up to 900 over the course of pretty much one day. A little bit of a pullback. It's starting to rise again. So I think it's going to downtrend a little bit. I think we're going to be, 870, 880. But, again, if we can get a little bump up to, I don't know, 915, 920, like I said, I'm selling. My suggestion for those of you guys who are getting into Bitcoin, if you're right now is kind of a high time to get in. That's not to say you shouldn't get in, but you're getting in a little bit higher. So whereas I'm not going to freak out if Bitcoin falls to 700 because some of my purchases were made back at like 3 something. I'm still up a lot of money. But if you're getting in for the first time and you buy in at $900 and you see Bitcoin fall to 750, you're probably going to be freaking out. So here's what I would suggest you guys do. Download a Bitcoin alert or Bitcoin alarm, whatever you want to call it, and set basically kind of like a stop loss like you would in with stocks. I know Bitfinex and some of these other exchanges let you trade like set limit orders and things like that. Coinbase, which I use, does not let you set limit orders. So I really need to know when the price has hit something, and then I need to log into my Coinbase account because I can't set a limit order to automatically execute a trade for me. So what I normally do is set a Bitcoin alert at a high price where I would want to sell off if it rises really quick, and then I might set kind of a stop loss. So let's say, for example, you buy in right now at, we'll just say $900 for nice round numbers. Don't be the person who Bitcoin crashes overnight and now you're selling your Bitcoins at 750, losing $150 a coin because the world is falling. Because just like stocks, you haven't actually lost anything until you sell. Once you sell, you've actually lost. So here's what I would do. If you're buying in for the first time at $900, I would set like a stop loss or set an alarm for, say, I don't know, 885 or maybe 800. You want that alarm to go off, and if you're somebody who wants to sell when it starts falling, which I don't even think you should sell in the first place when it's falling, but if you are somebody that's going to freak out and want to sell when it starts falling, set your stop loss for 885 or 800, and when your alarm goes off and it's hit that price and you're not comfortable losing anymore, sell off, take your $15 or $20 loss per coin and walk away. What you don't want to do is allow Bitcoin to fall $150, $200 overnight and then freak out and sell off, and then be kicking yourself 2 days later or a week later because Bitcoin has risen back up not only just to 900 but to 950 or 1,000. So if you're somebody who doesn't have the stomach for this type of stuff, set a pretty low stop loss. If it hits that point, sell off, take your small loss and walk away. But yeah, I don't know, guys. This is kind of an unplanned video. I know Bitcoin's been going kind of crazy. I was kind of surprised to see it back up around 900 today when my alarm went off. And I've read a couple articles that are saying people think Bitcoin might be pretty volatile tomorrow. So one last thing I wanted to add, don't freak out about volatility, guys. Volatility is your friend. Nobody really makes money when the markets trade sideways, but when the market's volatile, whether it's going up or down or up and down, that's when people make money. That's when you can make money off the swing trading. That's when you can get your deals. That's when you can flip Bitcoins for a quick buck. So that's kind of my thoughts, but before I leave you guys, I'll leave you guys with this prediction. I think Bitcoin, I guess I don't necessarily think, but if Bitcoin rises up to 915, I'm selling my Bitcoins. I think we're going to have a pullback back to 850. I'm going to rebuy back at that point. And as far as tomorrow, I really have no idea what tomorrow holds. I could see Bitcoin shooting up to like $1,020. I could also see Bitcoin going down to, $800. One good thing, I think people freak out too quickly over like talk of regulation, and when China started investigating some Bitcoin companies or Bitcoin miners or whatever, I really didn't think anything of it. The market obviously reacted to it. So that's kind of where understanding kind of psychology of the masses comes in. But Trump seems to be very anti-regulation, very against regulation, which I think is an excellent thing for business. Any of you guys who are starting businesses, who own businesses, who have started business, know what a pain in the ass red tape is. And Trump doesn't like red tape and wants to remove as much of it as possible. So I don't think Trump is going to be regulating Bitcoin. I do think that we're going to have a stronger dollar under Trump, and I think that's going to cause other currencies to go lower, which is going to cause people from other countries to rush into Bitcoin to preserve their wealth. So I think over the course of the next few months here, and even the next year, I think we're going to see Bitcoin continue to rise. I know a lot of people were really excited. Rah rah, Bitcoin's going to be $1,700 this year, or $1,800 this year, or $3,000 this year. And I noticed after the big pullback, a lot of people weren't quite so optimistic about Bitcoin. But I still am confident that we'll see at least an $1,800 Bitcoin here in 2017. What it does between then and now, I don't know. But that's my thoughts, guys. Just kind of a random end of the day vlog here. Just got back from the office, wanted to kind of comment on Bitcoin. So I got my alarm set. Curious to hear what you guys think. What is Trump going to do to Bitcoin? What's Bitcoin going to do in 2017? Drop a comment below. Thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. We got a good one dropping in the morning, so check that out. And thank you guys for watching.